Hey racers, John Racer3 today back for another case unboxing video, and today is a very special one. We got the Hot Wheels 2025 J case, as you can see with the J on the case, and I'm excited for this case because I believe this is the first case of 2025 where we're actually going to get some new Ferraris from Hot Wheels, which as a Ferrari guy, I am super excited for. So we're going to unbox this case, check out all the new cars for this case, and then see which one is the fastest on the track. So if you are new here and you just want to see which car is the fastest from the case, you can skip to this time frame where I test out all of the new cars on the case on the distance track to see which one goes the farthest and have a couple of competitions to see which one is the king. So if you want to go ahead and skip to that, you can. But second thing, if you are new here, all of the cars that I do not unbox in this video are going to go up for sale on my website, JR3Garage.com. If you sign up using the link in my description, you can get $10 off your first purchase, or sorry, $5 off your first purchase. And you can buy some bundles from me, which have some really cool Hot Wheels in them. And they've been actually pretty sold out the last couple case unboxings. So I appreciate all the support you guys have been showing me over there. I've got some really fun stuff I'm going to be announcing here in the coming weeks for that platform as well. So make sure you're signed up and get that $5 discount in your account there. So without further ado, I believe that's all of the things I wanted to say before this case unboxing. Now let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's go ahead and start unboxing this case. The Super Treasure Hunt is a gasser. We won't get to that until the second layer. Something I learned is a lot of the Super Treasure Hunts are usually on the second layer of this case. But when it comes to the regular treasure hunt, I can see it right here. We've got a Nissan Leaf Nismo RC_02, a 67 Mustang, and a 19 Chevy Silverado Trail Boss for our first three cars. Now this Nissan is actually the regular treasure hunt. You can see with that little treasure hunt logo behind the car there, and then you can see it on the back behind the rear wheels as well. So that's actually pretty cool. One of the first licensed treasure hunts of the year, I think, is this Nissan Leaf. So we'll definitely unbox that first, set that aside. This Mustang is also new for the case in a recolor in the black and white. I think that looks super clean. And then we got the Chevy Silverado Trail Boss, which I believe was in the previous case. So we'll go ahead and list that for sale or put it in the bundle at JR3 Garage. And look at that. There actually isn't like a separator either in this case. Usually there's a separator that divides both of the cars, but it looks like that was not put in very well. So we'll get to that when we get to that, but let's go ahead and continue on with this case. We've got a 67 Awesome minivan, a Zinger 21C, and a Honda Moto Compo. I believe that's how you pronounce it. The Awesome minivan we've seen before. The Zinger is new for this case. It's a recolor. I believe it came out in red earlier. This might be the second recolor, I want to say. If I'm wrong with any of these facts, please feel free to fact check me in the comments down below, but I believe this is the second time this has been released now in an orange. It's got a very low splitter, so it's not usually fast around the track, especially around the turns, but still a cool little track car. And then we've got the Honda Moto Compo, which looks like a suitcase that this guy's sitting on. For all of the bike fans in the chat, we'll go ahead and read the new for 2025 blurb here and then continue on with the actual cars. So ready to swap from 4 wheels to 2? Pop the trunk open and zip around on the Moto Compo, the folding motorcycle designed to fit in the back of a Honda City car. When it debuted, this trunk bike was the smallest scooter ever built by Honda. So it's a little scooter that you put in the trunk of your car. I mean, that's kind of cool. It's new for the Hot Wheels, so I guess we'll unbox it. Don't think it's going to go very far because it only has 2 wheels, but there you go. Kind of cool stuff. We got another one there. Got a Batman and Robin Batmobile. Both of those cars we've seen before. And then we got a 2017 Ford F-150 Raptor. This is new for this case, but it's a Raptor, so it means it's not really going to be fitting on the track very well either. I like the colors though. The red, white, and blue, the dark blue for the Ford. It matches the Ford logo. Got a number on it, a lot of racing decals. So if you're a big fan of trucks, this is definitely one to race, but it's not really going to fit on the orange track. But we'll unbox it anyways. Let's go ahead and continue on. We got Mid-Mill, Supercharged, and the Dodge Hemi Challenger. All of these cars were in the previous case. Go ahead and set those aside. Now, I will say it has been a while since I unboxed one of these cases, so I might get it wrong. If there was a car that was in the previous case and I thought it was new for this case, I might get that wrong, but we'll get there when we get there. Next up, we got High Roller, the Renault E-Pace F1, and then the Disney Steamboat. We've seen the Disney Steamboat before. Doesn't really roll on the track, but we've got High Roller here, which is A very, very fast casting. As you can see, it's very long with a metal base. This is definitely a car to look out for. When we go to the races, that's going to be pretty quick. I also like the colors on here, the white and the pink. Make it easy to see. And then we got a new for 2025 casting, the Renault E-Pace F1. Let's go ahead and learn about this thing. Made in 1995 in France. Feel the speed of this one-of-a-kind MPV that features a chassis and mid-mounted V10 engine taken straight from the Renault 1993 racer, producing 800 brake horsepower and 520 foot-pounds of torque. This force of nature lives for the track. So it's just a minivan with a big F1 engine, I would guess. I think that's what the F1 means. They didn't mention F1 in the little blurb there, but it looks like a pretty cool car. I like the wheels on it. It looks pretty wide. It's not that heavy, so I'm interested to see how this thing does on the track, and it just looks funky. It looks like a balloon almost. It's got a very big wing on the top. Big fan of the design on that thing. Definitely unbox that. But I can see it here. This is the car I've been waiting for, the cover car for this video for sure. We got the Ferrari SF90 Stradale, absolutely beautiful. Then we've got drift and brake and hauler back. We've seen hauler back before. I think this was in the previous case, unless this is a recolor. I could be wrong, but we'll go ahead and set that aside. Drift and brake, this is a fantasy car that is new for this case. It looks like it's more of like a wagon looking car. I kind of like the look of this. Decent looking fantasy car. I like the burnt orange and the black details. Very cool stuff, but I'm gonna just go ahead and breeze on past that because I wanna take a look at this thing, the Ferrari SF90 Stradale, the first Ferrari that I've gotten my hands on in 2025 from Hot Wheels in the basic line, and this thing is absolutely beautiful. I am gonna be using this car in almost every video that I make in the future because it's just so beautiful. The blacked out wheels. We got the red on the, just all the Ferrari red. You got the Ferrari logo there behind the front wheels. Got the beautiful black interior. And something I have noticed, I don't really have a reference to show you guys here, but when Hot Wheels started making Ferraris all the way up till 2015, something that they were obligated to do in the card art was show the entire car. As you can see, they're not showing the entire Ferrari here, as part of it's kind of cut off here on the back of the card. If you look at old Ferraris in the past, all of the Ferrari card art, at least the more modern ones, made in like 2014, 2015, had the entire car on the card. I think that was something to do with licensing, but it looks like that has changed now. We've got the Ferrari logo there on the top, and the full car is not in the picture, but still very beautiful card art. And it's a new casting, so we got a little blurb. It was made in 2019 in Maranello, Italy. And here's what it says: drive beyond the dreams and accelerate to 0 to 60 in just 2.5 seconds in this scorching hybrid hypercar. Wow, they're calling it a hypercar. I would call this a supercar, but I guess we'll race it in both of the hypercar and supercar tournaments. Might as well. The future forward design combined with 986 horsepower. Wait, 986? Okay, that's definitely a hypercar. Makes it a spectacle of speed and elegance. After all, it is a Ferrari. So there you go. Shout out Hot Wheels. Beautiful, beautiful looking casting. I am so excited to get my hands in that. So, okay, moving on from the Ferrari. I think there's still another car in here that I'm really looking forward to. I don't see it here in the front row, but we've got a lot of cars to still look at here. So let's go ahead and continue on. Next up, got an 89 Mercedes-Benz 560 SEC AMG, which is new for the case. Toyota GR86 Cup, which I also believe is new for this case. I just want to check and make sure. Yes, this is a recolor that is new for the case. And then the Mattel Dreamobile. This is not new for the case. This was a carryover. Let's go ahead and look at the Mercedes-Benz first. I love the color on this thing. The paint doesn't really come across on camera, but it's one of those paints where it looks silver from a distance, but if you look really closely in the light, it's got some like yellow/gold tint like the card art shows. That's a really cool paint on this thing. It's a new casting for this case as well. Looking beautiful. It's part of the Wild Wide Body series. Make space because these cars are driving wide. All right then, well, hopefully it's not wide enough to not fit on the Hot Wheels track, but we'll unbox it and find out. Then we got a Toyota GR86 Cup. This is the third color of this thing. It came out in blue, and then it came out in orange, and now it's come out in like a dark red. I don't know how I feel about the colors here. I guess it's more of like a maroon/brown. You got the gold wheels, you got the number 16, you got a Bridgestone and a Sparco livery or logo on that livery there, which looks pretty cool, but it's just cool to have more GT cars. So the Toyota GR86 Cup is definitely a casting that I will be using in videos for a long time into the future. So Let's go ahead and continue on. We got Cone Shaker, Dragon Wagon, and the Vespa 90 SS Super Sprint. I believe all of these cars were from the previous case except for the Vespa. The Vespa came out in blue earlier, I think, and the funny story about the Vespa, when I first unboxed this thing, I really dragged it, and I'm like, no one collects bikes, you know, it's kind of a lame casting, who would even collect this? But after unboxing it, I'm like, wow, this thing's actually pretty cool. It's not gonna run, but I like the white on it, and just like holding it in your hand, it's pretty cool. So as far as bikes go, it's all right. Not a bike guy, but it's a Vespa, so what are you gonna do? All right, let's go ahead and continue on. We got Tracked Wagon, El Viento, and the 1978 Dodge Little Red Express truck. I believe El Viento is the only car that we've seen in previous cases. Both of these cars are new and or recolors. I believe this Little Red Express truck is a recolor. I'll have to go back and check the video to make sure, the last video, but I like the colors on this thing. White, red, gold, and black, looking very cool. Little Red Express truck. Now that I'm looking at it, I think it might be from the previous case, but we'll set it aside. I'll check it out later. And then we got Tracked Wagon. This is definitely a new recolor for this case. As you can see with the white and black wheels. I love it when Hot Wheels differentiates the color of the wheels, and it's not an error. I can kind of see the wheels are black in the back there. So it's not a missing tampo, it's just different colored wheels, which is pretty cool. And I like the graphics on the side here. It's part of the Hot Wheels Wagons series, and I like the little gradient they have on the side of the packaging too. Usually they're just like solid colors here, as you can see, but I like the gradient here. Very nice, from the Hot Wheels Let's Race series. We'll unbox it, see if it's fast. I see what else we got. We got a Maserati Shamal, an Austin minivan, and another Batman and Robin Batmobile. Seen those two cars before. The Maserati Shamal, this is the second color this thing has come out in now. It came out in red, and now it is back out in black. Pretty decently fast casting, and now we've got the all black version. Very, very cool. You guys can read that. I've already seen this case on this car on the series before. So, very cool stuff. Recolor for a new casting. Excited to see that. See what else we got. We got a Kowloon Hypervan. Man, I'm so bad at pronouncing that. Nerve Hammer and another Hypervan. So we've seen Nerve Hammer before. He's in the previous case. This, I believe, is new for the case, but it is a recolor from when it came out earlier. We got a pet transport livery on this thing. And since it is new for the case, we'll race it, but it's the Hypervan, just a very souped up minivan. Not a bad looking fantasy car. We could get behind that for sure. And then let's see what else. We got another Tracked Wagon, another Supercharged, and then a Mustang Funny Car. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Mustang Funny Car, because in the last case, if you guys remember, I pulled the Super Treasure Hunt, which was the 71 Mustang Funny Car. So I didn't get another mainline for this thing, because I only got the Super Treasure Hunt, which I still have, and I'm still waiting to unbox. I think a lot of the comments actually in the last video were telling me to unbox it. So I'm gonna find a time to actually unbox this thing. It won't be in this case unboxing, but now we have the mainline where we can actually test out to see if it's a fast casting or not. So there we go. Very nice. Add that to the collection. All right, let's go ahead and give some magic fingers here. We had a Super Treasure Hunt last time. Let's see if we can get another Super Treasure Hunt this time. It's gonna be the Volvo wagon, which it looks like it's right there, and I don't think that's a Super Treasure Hunt. So we'll get there when we get there. I also don't see the Mercedes F1 car, which is a car that I was really, really hoping to be in this case. But we'll get there when we get there. Let's go ahead and continue on with this case. We've got the Ford GT, got the Punk Rod, and we've got the Ferrari SF90 Stradale. We got another Ferrari here, looking absolutely beautiful. And remember, I'm gonna be listing this up for sale on my marketplace. If you wanna know how you can get your hands on this Ferrari, go ahead and click the link in the description. We'll set that one aside. We've got a Ford GT and a Punk Rod. Both of those cars we've seen before. Let's go ahead and continue on with the case. Got the Vanster, the Cupra E-Racer, and the Disney Steamboat. All of these cars were in the previous case. Got a Mazda RX-7 Drift, a Renault E-Pace F1, and a 96 Dodge Viper GTS. Again, all of these cars are carryovers from the previous case. It's a lot of carryovers at the start of this case, unfortunately. We've got Hot Wings, a Porsche 911 Carrera Clip, like keychain car, and then a Hot Wheels 50 Concept. We've seen the Hot Wheels 50 Concept before. We have seen the Porsche 911 Carrera Clip. This is just a keychain, so no wheels, no need to unbox this because it's not going to be running on the track. But it is cool to put some keys on, and I do use this on some of my keychains. I've got the white and blue one on my current keys right now, but my car isn't red. In fact, it's blue, so I don't see myself using this. So we'll go ahead and set that aside. Probably put that in some of the mystery boxes on the garage. But this is a new car for 2025 and new for this case, Hot Wings. Instead of Hot Wheels, it's Hot Wings. Let's go ahead and take a look at this design here. You got a little bit of a Hot Wheels, what's that say there? ZHAO brand, Zao brand. It looks like it shows how hot the spices are based on the amount of Hot Wheels logos. So that's 4 out of 5 Hot Wheels logo on spiciness. From the Fast Foodie series, it's got green and red wheels, which is very funky looking. And since it is a new casting, we got a little blurb on the back. Bring the heat with hot wings. This mouth-watering menace has 4 wheels for impeccable track control and 4 sets of side exhausts to disperse the sauce's heat for tire-melting, taste bud sizzling speed. Don't forget the side of ranch. Hopefully there's a side of ranch in here because I have never really been a hot sauce guy, but I guess we'll just have to see if this thing's hot on the track, if you guys know what I'm saying. But further aside, let's go ahead and continue on. Oh, there it is. We've got a Hot Wheels 50 concept, a Cooper E-Racer, and then we've got another Formula One car. We've got the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One team car. This thing is beautiful. This is the all-black Formula One car with the white wheels. Looks absolutely stunning. Got the silver and blue accents on the top. I really like that like teal blue that Mercedes has for their cars. As you can see, there's a little bit of a Mercedes logo in the back as well. I'm sure that is a licensing thing. But as far as Formula One cars go, this one looks really, really good. And I cannot wait to unbox this thing and race it on the track because now, on top of the Formula One 5-pack, I now have 8 Formula One cars that are all different that I can use for videos, which is very exciting. So expect to see some Formula One cars coming to the channel very soon. But let's go ahead and continue on with the case because the Formula One casting is cool, but the only thing different about it is the design. So it's basically a recolor. And we know it's not that fast, but we'll go ahead and race it anyways. Next up, we got Punk Rod, Chevy Silverado Trail Boss, and a Land Rover Defender double cab. The Land Rover is the only new car for this case so far, and I love the color on this thing. I like the red. The wheels don't look that wide, so it'll probably fit on the track, and I just love how compact this thing looks. It looks awesome. It's not a new casting, so it's obviously come out before, so there's no special blurb I can read, but other than that, I don't really know anything else about this Land Rover. I don't know if there are a lot of Land Rover Hot Wheels collectors, but regardless, very nice looking casting, and it's new, so we'll go ahead and unbox it, see how fast it is. Next up, we got a BMW 635 CSI, still a name I'm trying to get used to. This was in the previous case, same with Decidedly Go, the 8-ball car. I'm gonna go ahead and set that aside. And then we've got the 71 Lamborghini Miura SV in black and gold. This is beautiful. I believe the last time the Miura came out, it was red or orange, I believe. Okay, no, it was orange. I believe this was the last color the Lamborghini came out in. It was right in front of me, so I could pull it out, or it would have been this blue one. I'm not sure exactly which Lamborghini Miura came out on top, but I must say, orange or blue aside, this black and gold is definitely going to take the cake for me. I love the color matching on this thing, the gold wheels with the golden just accents around it. I think the card art does it more justice with how cool the colors look. It doesn't really come across that well on camera in the package, but still, very beautiful looking Lamborghini. It's a pretty decently fast casting too. Wow, tongue twister. So we'll unbox that and race it in the distance race. Let's go ahead and continue on. We're getting close to the end of the case here. Decidedly Go in Hot Wings we've seen before, but we got a 68 Lotus Type 49. This is a recolor from when this Lotus came out earlier in green, and now it's got like a red, white, and gold livery on it, which is looking very, very cool. I love these old retro racers because I like making videos with a bunch of race cars. So it's not the fastest casting because it's so open-wheeled. I don't know why open-wheeled cars just typically aren't that fast, but I guess it's just because it's not that heavy, but it's a beautiful looking casting. So we'll unbox it anyways. All right, what else we got? Batman and Robin Batmobile, Cruise Bruiser, and the Mustang Funny Car. I believe this Cruise Bruiser is a new car for this case because it is a recolor, this time in yellow. Not much to say about this, really. It's just another gasser in yellow. I know there are a bunch of gasser fans in the comments, but either the gassers are super, super fast or they're not. And typically they're not. If I were to guess, that one's not, but new for the case, so still cool to have in the collection. All right, next up, we got a Corvette gasser, a Dodge Lorette Express truck, and a Hayco Type D. I'm going to go ahead and set this Dodge truck aside. I'm pretty sure that was not new for this case. But this is the main line, so no super treasure hunt for me today. But I guess I can't have 2 in a row, you know? That'd just be too easy. But the Corvette gasser, not the coolest looking super treasure hunt, I would say. The main line's pretty decent. I guess we'll unbox it anyways. I like the different actual licensed logos you see here on the side. You got the Hot Wheels logo, the Chevrolet logo, got a Gassers logo, and then some other logos that I am not familiar with. So we'll go ahead and unbox that. We got a lot of cars to unbox here for this case already, which is kind of cool. And then we got a recolor of the Heiko Type D. This came out in silver earlier, and now we've got it in red. I think I kind of like the red a little bit better. It matches the color of the wheels a little bit more than the last one that was just all white and gold. But very cool looking car, new for 2025. We've seen it before though, so you can read that blurb all you want. Pause the video if you want, but we have 6 cars left. It's the Zinger, the Dodge, and the Mazda. All of those cars we've seen before. And then finally, the last cars of the J case, we got the Dodge Viper, the Hollowback, and the Ford GT. All of these cars we've seen in the previous case, and that is going to do it for the 2025 Hot Wheels J case. And man, it was a stacked case. Very happy with all of the cars that I got in my collection here. I'm hoping that the Ferrari SF90 is going to be a carryover in the next case, because I'm sure this car is going to be very hard to find in stores. So I'm very happy I got my hands on this early, so I'm going to be able to make videos on it here in the future. We'll race it against all of the other hypercars that I race on this channel, which will be very cool. And I guess I'm just trying to look and see what are the other highlights for me in this case. We've got the Formula One Mercedes, of course, big race car guy. We got the blacked out Mustang, which should be pretty quick. We got the Nissan Leaf Nismo, which is the regular treasure hunt. That's cool to have in the collection. And then I guess there's just a bunch of other cars that I'm excited to see on the track, like this Renault E-Pace F1, sorry, S-Pace F1. I don't know, maybe that's something French. Maybe I have to pronounce this with a French accent. You guys tell me down below, but I'm now gonna unbox 10 of these cars to see how fast I can do it. So if you're interested in the cracking 10 race, as I call it, continue watching, or you could skip right to the racing, which is coming up next. So out of this case, I've been failing to give all of these cases a scale rating 1 out of 10. For all of them, I wish I had a baseline, but I would say this case is pretty good with the Ferrari. I mean, I'm a Ferrari guy at heart, so obviously this case was going to score high for me anyway. So I'm going to give this case like an 8.8 out of 10. No super treasure hunt. And there could have been more Ferraris. I was expecting there was going to be another Ferrari. The Ferrari F40 that Hot Wheels is coming out with, I thought was going to be in this case as well. But this is the first Ferrari we have, so very beautiful looking stuff. 8.8 score. Let's see how fast I can unbox 10 of these cars and then get straight to the racing. All right, well, this is the part of the video now where I time myself to see how fast I can unbox 10 cars. So I've been doing this now for every single case so far this year in 2025, and I've started to get some comments from people saying, hey, this is the best way to crack open these cars. And it sounds like I've got a lot of cracking 10 experts in my comments, but I am going to test out a new strategy here that was told to me by one of you guys in the comments, and that's really just in one hand getting one finger in and then just like peeling it off super easily with one hand. So I'm going to try and do a little bit of a different strategy here. This is the time I have to beat right now here. I won't know if I beat it in the moment because I time myself after the fact, but if you want to go ahead and play along at home, go ahead and get 10 Hot Wheels cars, lay them out like this, and you got to unbox them and put them in a row as fast as you can. I think my record right now is under 30 seconds, so let's go ahead and go for it. I'm going to try out a new strategy, put them on the table as soon as I'm done unboxing them, and enough yapping. Let's go ahead and see how fast I can unbox my 10 highlights for this case. So let's go ahead, get ourselves ready. 3, 2, 1. See how fast I can do this. Got to peel the cardboard. That was slow. Dropped a car. Don't think I'll be getting any records today. I am unboxing these cars pretty quick though. Of course, the Ferrari's the one car that doesn't want to get out of its package. 10 cars, line them all up, and time. Nope. Yeah, that was, I fumbled that one. I fumbled that one pretty hard. Not my fastest time, but I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this. If I'm going to be completely honest, unboxing these cars has been fun, but a lot of you guys don't really care, and I bet this video portion gets skipped a lot. So if you guys still watch the Cracking 10 race, comment down below and let me know in the comments right now. If I don't get any comments about it, I'll probably stop doing this so we can just go straight from the unboxing to the races. So let me know in the comments below if there's something you want me to keep doing, but if not, I'm going to go ahead and continue on to the racing. So the racing is coming up next, and it's a little bit of a special one because the track may or may not have been changed significantly or slightly. So let's go ahead and see the track for this next distance battle for the 2025 J case. All right, it is that time of the video where we take the fastest cars from the case and race them against each other. But first, we have to find out which the fastest cars are. Couple stats for you. We got 15 licensed castings here, 2 bicycles, and only 7 fantasy cars taken on the track. I think that's the least amount of new fantasy cars in a case we've had in a long time. And we've got some really beautiful looking cars here about to take on the track, like that SF90 there, ready. But as you can see, the track is a little bit different. Now that the Distance Championship has concluded, I have a brand new track that I'm going to be experimenting with when it comes to the case races. So this will probably be changing throughout the next couple cases until I figure out what I actually want to do for the distance track. But for now, we're sticking with the arc, going down into the speed trap. Pretty standard stuff. But then the turn 2 turn is now a spool heads 2-lane grooved turn. The cars are going to be carrying a lot of speed through here, and then that is going to be sending them on the spool head straightaway that goes all the way down the track. That's around 15 feet all the way to turn 3, where the cars will then take that turn and then try and extend their gap as far as they possibly can, all the way down to the end of the table where this finish line is. But I'm not sure any of these cars are going to be getting to the finish line because, let's be honest, that is a lot of track for these cars to travel. So without talking too much, let's go ahead and hop in with all of these cars, starting with our regular treasure hunt. Almost said super treasure hunt. That is not a super treasure hunt. Our regular treasure hunt Nissan Leaf to kick us off to see which car is going to go the fastest on this distance track. Now, first up, let's try our newest treasure hunt, the Nissan Leaf. Nissan quick through the arc. Around turn 2, can he keep it straight? He can. It looks like he's going to finish off right around the spool heads billboards, going into turn 3. 210 scale speed for the treasure hunt. Now it's time for the car everyone tapped on the video for, the Ferrari SF90. Look at that, ripping it around the arc, around turn 2. Can he keep it straight? Bounces off the walls a little bit, but it doesn't really affect his speed. He gets right next to the knocked over spoolhead's billboard that is somehow knocked over. 210 scale speed again, so a little bit around the same speed as the Leaf, but can carry speed farther. There you go. The new Ferrari takes the lead with only 2 cars. Next up, we got the Toyota JR86 Cup. Let's see if this JR86 Cup has some speed on the straightaway. Can he keep it straight? It looks like it, hugging that inside. That's going to be a really good run for the Toyota. 219 scale speed, and he's going to take the lead easily from the Ferrari. A really good run from that Cup car. Next up, we have the Maserati Shamal. Now, this Shamal was unbelievably fast when it went on for the first time, and look at the speed from it goes on the second time. The black Maserati Shamal is going to go super far on the spool heads track, getting to the thin section of the track. That is an unbelievably fast performance for the Shamal. What did the speed trap say? 225 through the speed trap. Wow, the Maserati Shamal is super fast. Next up, we have the Zinger 21C. This thing has a super low splitter, so yeah, pretty slow around the arc and slow around turn 2. Can he maximize his distance? It looks like it, finishing off just around turn 3, passing the regular treasure hunt and a just under 200 scale speed. Next up, we have the Mercedes-Benz 560 AMG. See what this AMG can do. This AMG looks fast on the track. Let's see if it's able to do a really good distance run. Take a look at that. Really good around turn 2. The car rotates its entire body around turn 3. Sorry, not turn 2. That was really impressive stuff from this Mercedes 216 scale speed. Next up is the Lotus Type 49. See what this thing's able to do. It wasn't that fast the first time it ran. Let's see what it's able to do now. Looks like it's going to be a little bit slow, but it's going to manage to hold its speed pretty well around turn 3. 208 scale speed through the JLH Craft Speed Trap. It's going to put him right behind the brand new Ferrari. Next up, we got the Mercedes F1 car. Let's see what this Merc can do around turn 2. Keeps it straight. Can it go far around turn 3? It looks like it. It's going to pass the Ferrari, hugging the inside line. 5,000 scale speed is not accurate for the Mercedes, but a really good run for the Formula 1 car is going to put him 4th overall so far. Next up, we got the Lamborghini Miura. This could be fast. See what this Lamborghini can do fast around turn 2. Can he keep it straight on the straightaways? It looks like it, but he's going to slow down just about here. Not bad for the Miura, but I thought I was expecting more. 213 scale speed. It looks like he lost a lot of speed on the straights. Next up, we got the Land Rover Defender, and it barely fits on the Hot Wheels track. Oh, and he's not even gonna make it around the arc. Unfortunate stuff, but that's our first failure so far today, and it's on a very cute looking Land Rover. Next up, we got the blacked out Ford Mustang. This thing looks awesome. Let's see if it has the speed to match its looks. Down the spool head straightaway into turn 3. Not a bad run whatsoever, finishing off right in front of that brand new Ferrari 205 scale speed for the American Muscle Mustang. That puts him P5 overall as well. Next up, we got the Mustang Funny Car. Oh, and the funny car is not gonna make it around the arc. I'm just kidding, that's not the funny car. That's actually the Super Treasure Hunt from the last case. How many of you guys actually noticed that I was racing the Super Treasure Hunt and not the funny car? Comment down below. Okay, let's actually race the funny car this time. And yes, I did put the crash pillow in just for the Super Treasure Hunt. All right, for real this time. Oh, this thing is blazing fast. I was not expecting this speed. Take a look at that. Out of turn 3, he's gonna run all the way down the back stretch. I just don't think he's quite gonna catch the Maserati Shamal, but that is a really good run for the Mustang Funny Car. 216 scale speed. The Super Treasure Hunt may be super cool looking, but it's not as fast as the main line. Speaking of main lines, here's the Corvette Gasser. Or unless he doesn't want to. Let's try that one again. Ooh, the Gasser looks like, oh, never mind. Let's try that again. This thing carries so much speed through the corners, gets a little bit loose on the straights, but take a look at that speed. 1,200 scale speed is not accurate again, but man, these main lines are really quick. Next up, we got the Renault Espace F1. Oh, let's see if this thing's quick. It looks like it is. Take a look at the speed. It just carries down the straightaways. A decent corner 2, not going to be as fast as the Mercedes, but 2's 10 scale speed is really good for this guy. We've got our Ford Raptor as our last licensed car. And the Raptor's not quite gonna make it around the arc either. I knew it might not have with the wide wheels, and there you go. The 2 cars that haven't made it so far, both have really chonky wheels. And after thinking long and hard, no, I don't think I'm gonna race the bikes. It's not worth it. All right, let's see what Drift and Brake can do. Oh, really fast. Super fast around the arc. Let's see how well he can carry his speed though. A really good exit from the turn that he's gonna spin into where the Renault did. 222 scale speed, and I don't know, that's pretty close to call. I don't know who we should give that to. I mean, he's barely outside the top 4 right now, so he's not gonna be competing for King of the Streets or King of the Hill, but I mean, like, it's so hard to tell who's in front here. I'm gonna say the Renault is just barely ahead, so when it comes to positions, that's how close it's gonna be. Yeah, you know what? It's for 5th place, let's just go with that. Next up, we have the Heyko Type D. This thing makes it around the arc, no issue. Let's see what it's able to do on the straightaway now. Pretty quick, around turn 3 is gonna spin out just in front of the Mercedes. 225 scale speed, pretty good stuff from the Heyko. Next up, we have the Kowloon Hypervan. I probably absolutely butchered the name of this thing, but I guess it just butchered itself now that I say anything. So a slight issue with this guy here, he's a little top heavy. So the only way he gets around turn 2 is if I add some super tall risers into the turn itself, which it doesn't really seem that fair comparatively to all the other cars. I guess in that run he did spin out a little bit, so that's the Hypervan's own fault, but I don't want to keep the risers in there for the rest of the tournament because I feel like that is unfair to some of the other cars that are going. So in this instance, we're going to leave the Kowloon Hypervan right there because it's not going to be competing or anything. And the next time we get this set up, I will make sure that this track is raised like that so that the distance battle is a little more fair between all these cars. So again, new track, still figuring everything out, but he wasn't going to be passing any of these top cars anyways. So all good there. Next up, we got Tracked Wagon. See what this fantasy car can do. Looks like it's pretty quick around the arc. Can he keep it straight on the straightaways? He's just barely gonna hug around turn 3 and end off behind the Ferrari. 216 scale speed, so really fast with the speed trap, but not good enough to keep the speed up on the straights. Next up, we have Cruise Bruiser. Makes it around the arc, no problem. Makes it around turn 2, no problem. See what he's able to do for his run around turn 3. Just barely beats the Ford Mustang. 1,216 scale speed, again, not accurate, but Cruise Bruiser shows more speed than I was expecting. For our final run of the J case, we got Hot Wings. Oh, look at that. Gets a little bit loose around the arc, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Take a look at the speed this thing carries around the track. Really good stuff from Hot Wings. 195 scale speed to the speed trap. I think that was from one of the last runs. I forgot to reset it when it was not making it around the arc because it was having issues, but that time it made it around the arc and it had a pretty good run. So Hot Wings finishing off right there. And just like that, that's every single car from the A case ranked on this brand new distance track. Let's see where everyone's stacked up. All right, let's take a look and see where all of these cars stacked up. Second place was the Mustang Funny Car. Third was the Gassers, or two main lines on the podium. Pretty cool stuff. Mercedes in fourth. Renault in fifth, and then take a look at that. The F1 car finished in 10th, and then the Ferrari 13th, not bad whatsoever, but the Maserati Shamal was the fastest car in the 2025 J case, which means he's going up against the flip car, our current king, who's going to be taking on a new track, so hopefully he's still got the speed to show he has the crown. This is for the crown. Can the flip car hold it? Oh, so fast around that arc. Super fast around turn 3. Is he going to be able to hold his speed past the Maserati? He is. Take a look at that, almost completing the entire track. The Maserati unfortunately gets beat by our king. New track, doesn't matter. He's still the fastest. All right, now it's time for our King of the Streets matchup where I take the top 4 cars in the case and race them head to head in a 1 versus 1 battle. We got the Maserati going up against the Corvette, first seed versus third seed. And then of course the Mustang Funny Car going up against the Mercedes, second seed versus fourth seed. First car to 2 wins consecutively in each lane will move on to the next round. The winner and the king of the streets will go up against our current king of the streets right here, and that is Formula Solar, who's been holding the crown now for a while. So let's go ahead and get to the racing. I know this case unboxing is a little bit different just because it's not Fat Track anymore. It is Spoolhead's track, which does change the racing product a bit. I think I would have a fair place to say because I've been making videos with the Fat Track for such a long time, but just so those of you who are new here are aware, we've got the 2-lane Play Robotics timed start gate down into the 2-lane, down into the Spoolheads merger, into turn 1, all the way through. It's going to be super smooth and flat, down into turn 2, and then we've got the timing finish line right there, and I guess the secondary finish line. So it's whoever finishes farthest or whoever gets to this finish line first. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with our first matchup. The Ford Mustang Funny Car on the inside, and Mercedes on the outside. All right, race number 1. Let's see who's gonna take it. Mustang on the inside. It looks like the Mustang is gonna beat the Mercedes, and he's gonna hold him off there from the very end. 5.2 seconds is pretty fast, but now they're gonna switch lanes. Can the Mustang do it again? Mustang now on the outside, and it's the Mercedes on the inside. Can the Mercedes fight back? If the Mustang wins again, he's moving on. And look at that, it's gonna be the Mustang taking the win and beating the Mercedes, and that was really fast. 4.8 seconds for the Mustang beating out the Mercedes. Next up, we got the Maserati Shamal on the inside, and then we got the Gasser, Corvette Gasser on the outside. Look at that, it's gonna be close. The Gasser looks to the inside, but the Shamal's gonna block his every move. The Maserati Shamal takes the first race. The Shamal now on the outside. Can he make it stick? Let's find out. Look at that, he can. The Maserati Shamal's absolutely gonna run away with it, spinning out right on the finish line, a 5.0 second lap time. That is abnormally fast, way faster than anything we've seen, and it's enough to eliminate the Corvette. We now have our number 1 and number 2 fastest cars from the distance race lined up and ready to see who's the king of the streets, Maserati Shamal and the Mustang Funny Car. Look at that, into turn 1, it's gonna be the Shamal taking it this time. The Mustang, though, tries to come back, but he's not gonna be able to get around the Maserati. Maserati takes the first one in a 5.5 second lap. All right, now it's time to see if the Maserati can make it happen on the outside. Can he be the king of the streets of the J case? No, it doesn't look like it. The Mustang's gonna get there and squeeze him into the wall. The Mustang fights back, and the Maserati's now at the disadvantage. It's all gonna come down to who can get to turn 1 first and who can come out on top. The Maserati is gonna fight back on the inside. Can the Mustang do anything about it? No, it doesn't look like it. That Maserati is just so fast. Another 5.0 second lap time. Something's gotta give eventually. Can the Maserati hang on that outside? It doesn't look like it. The Mustang's gonna squeeze him again. And look at the speed from that Mustang. Take a look at the lap time of 4.7 from the Mustang. Wow. Now the Mustang's gotta hang on around that outside. Can he actually get it this time, or is the Maserati gonna keep fighting back? It looks like the Maserati's gonna keep fighting back, but this time he gets a little bit loose. Can the Mustang catch up to him? It looks like he goes, but the Maserati throws the block on him. That's the closest the battle has been so far. Now the Maserati defending on the outside. This is such a close battle. Mustang gets him again on the inside, and the Maserati can't do anything about it. It's now the funny car on the outside. Can the funny car do anything about being on the outside? He had a good drag that time, but it's not going to be enough. The Maserati just runs away with it. This is one of the things about the spool heads track that I don't necessarily like, is that there's a bunch of stalemates like this. Like the Maserati almost has the speed, but since they're so close going into turn one, it's the funny car taking it again. This is getting ridiculous. Don't make me put the fat track turn back into turn one, guys. Come on, let's find ourselves a winner. Oh, look at this. The Mustang's really close this time, but the Maserati's not going to let him by. Man, the Mustang just can't even make a pass either. Fat track turn ones allows these cars to have more than two lanes going into the turn. Like, look at that. The Maserati just gets absolutely dominated by the Mustang because there's just not enough room. And usually at this point we would have a winner, but I'm just going to keep doing this until we have a different outcome because these cars are both so fast, they're entering into a stalemate. Look at this, the Mustang again has the advantage, but just loses it because the Maserati's too fast. All right, I'm gonna do something here that I have not done before in this series. Sticklers for the rules, please plug your ears for this, but here's how we're gonna settle this matchup. The Mustang versus the Maserati. Each car is gonna get one shot on the outside lane to get as fast of a lap as they can, and whatever car has the better time will be determined the king of the streets. I think that's better than putting in a fat track turn there, because I've been experimenting with track here, and I guess that's part of these case races. These cars have to be able to adapt to the changing rules, which, let's be honest, if you're a rule governing body for motorsports, rules change pretty frequently. All right, let's do the Mustang first to see what kind of time he's able to bring out on this spool heads oval. Really good lap for the Mustang. It's going to be a 4.9 for the Mustang. 4.918 is the time to beat for the Maserati. 4.918 is the time to beat. Can the Maserati hold on to it? Gets a little bit loose, drifts into the corner, and it's going to be a 6.2 second lap time. The Mustang has the better lap, so we're going to proclaim him king of the J case. Controversially. All right, shenanigans aside, let's go ahead and see what this Mustang would be able to do against Formula Solar, the current king of the streets. Looks like Formula Solar is going to get him on the inside there. Mustang not able to fight back against him. And now on the outside, the Mustang at the disadvantage. What's Formula Solar going to do? He's going to get to turn one first and beat the Mustang fair and square. So there's no change in the king, which is good because I'm not going to be having the spool heads turn as turn one for the rest of these King of the Street case matches. Now I know. Whew. That was a long one, but thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching this tournament with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm going to be changing the track and the rules a little bit as these cases progress. I will definitely make sure that the fat track turn is going to be turn one for the King of the Streets so that the racing is a little more even and we don't get the stalemates like we did with the Maserati and the Mustang. I don't know how many races that was. That was a ton of races, a lot of time, but now we know the Mustang and the Maserati are both super fast, but not fast enough to take the crowns from our King of the Street and King of the Hill. And of course, we unboxed that super treasure hunt as well. Shout out the Ferrari, honorable mention, racing pretty quick, and shout out Spool Heads for all this track. If you want to get some of yourself some of this fat track Spool Heads track, go ahead and use the link in the description. Check out spoolheads.com and get some track for yourself. Tell them John Racer 3 sent you. But other than that, check out the garage, buy my cars, hit that notification bell, subscribe for more Hot Wheels races, and I will see you guys in the next video. Next up is K-Case. Take it easy. Peace.